presented by Wendy's, and we head into the Southwest Athletic Conference, where the Jaguars of Southern make the short trip to Jackson, Mississippi. Only 148 miles for this important conference battle. Welcome to Big Monday, presented by Joseph A. Bank as part of Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's. Southern 5-5 in the SWAC at Jackson State, at 7-3 at the Williams Assembly Center in Jackson, Mississippi. Community Courtside, along with Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a fun time of the year now. We're into February, and while it may be still a grind for the players, for the fans, we're watching this league and all the leagues around the country begin to take shape.
Getting closer to March Madness. Joey Brackett's obviously our guru for all the bracketology. He's putting in a lot of work right now, but we got an important game tonight in the SWAC Conference.
And let's show you the SWAC standings and give you an idea of what we're talking about here, because while they're all chasing UAPB, Jackson State and Grambling State knotted up at 7-3, Southern at 5-5, and Malcolm, both these teams have been very streaky.
And a lot of it has to do with the injuries. Both teams have been hit with the injury bug. They're looking to get guys back healthy as they get down the home stretch.
Take a look at two key players to watch tonight. First off, the senior from Baton Rouge, Jared Sam.
He's going to face a heavy dose of double teaming tonight from Jackson State. He's a guy that can create some matchup problems. You look at his number, close to 16 points per game, and he's a guy that gets to the free throw line. Jackson State is going to have their hands full with him tonight.
And a transfer from Rice University, who wasn't expected to play over the last couple of games, did come back Saturday, Maurice Rivers.
Yeah, he's a guy also that can fill it up for Jackson State. Both these guys are key players for their teams. This is going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to this one.
We are close to tip-off here at Jackson. It will be Southern versus Jackson State in a moment. Hey, take a look at those conference records. 5-5 for Southern, 7-3 for Jackson State. That's really the key tonight as they try to manipulate themselves into better position for a SWAC tournament and try to create a little bit of separation from the rest of the pack, and particularly if you're Southern, coming off of a very tough loss on Saturday to Grambling, losing near the end. They have had a hard time dealing with success at times, according to their interim head coach, Morris Scott. Southern is in the yellow, and we're underway, and the Jaguars will control. Eddie Reese running the offense here early. Jared Sam with number 12. We highlighted him at the top of the show. Jamar Sandiford. There is Sam.
The key in this game tonight for Southern, turnovers. They cannot turn the ball over. Jackson State is very active in the passing lanes.
Take a look at the starting lineups there. We have a pull-up jumper, long two, front of the rim, and put back, and Sam missed the putback on the miss by Chris Thomas, and the rebound goes to the Tigers. Here's Julian Daughtry to lead it off. He's joined by Franklin, Love, Bolden, and Austin. So Rivers not in the starting lineup, but expected to go. That's going to be a block. You mentioned Morris Scott is the interim head coach. He took the job when the head coach, Roman Banks, became the athletic director on April 17th. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised that tag is still on there. He's been around, too.
Yeah, he has, and one of the bright young coaches in college basketball. Really enjoyed speaking with him. And I want to give a quick shout out to his wife, Jennifer, who is expecting their third child. I know she's at home watching, and obviously no joy like that having your child. So he's got that phone on. He might get a phone call during this game, but Jennifer, certainly he wanted us to give you a shout out on this broadcast.
We may have to trade you and put you on the bench if he gets a call and has to leave. As we highlighted earlier, it's only 148 miles in between these two campuses. One of the things he did tell us is already worked against him early. No second shot opportunities. And here is Jackson State with one now as Austin goes left-handed and drives. Darius Austin with a bucket.
Nice drive that time by Austin, finishing with the left. If you're Southern, you got to cut down dribble penetration. That's just too easy.
Look from three, rimmed off. Again, an offensive rebound for Sam. This time, he handles the putback.
Now, we talked about him and the tip. He is a handful, close to 16 points per game, and that's going to be a key matchup for Jackson State, how they defend him, in particular keeping him off the offensive glass.
I don't think Franklin was quite ready for that pass, and there's a little miscommunication there and turned over by the Tigers. That will make this guy pretty unhappy, Wayne Brent. You see his numbers, and one of the things that we have to point out with Jackson State and with all the SWAC teams, they take some beatings early on because they play some high-profile schools. It helps them financially. He has a winning record in conference. I think that's an important thing to point out when you talk about Wayne Brent's record.
And the calling card defense. You know his teams, you don't get on the court if you don't play defense in his lineup. Really enjoyed speaking with both coaches this afternoon at shoot-around. And Coach Brent takes a different approach. They have 6 a.m. in the morning practices. So, you know these guys don't stay out too late here because you're going to be up at 5:30 trying to get ready for practice.
A third putback by Southern. They're 2 for 3 in converting on offensive rebounds here in the early going. This is Trayshawn Bolden, an excellent defensive player. And on the drive, that Sam gets the rebound on the wild shot.
Here's the first double team by Jackson State. I talked about it. He's going to face a heavy dose of double teams, Jared Sam, against this lineup.
3-ball, back iron, and finally a one and done.
Better job that time blocking out by Jackson State. They're going to need more of that in this game. Early on, Southern, you can see they want to crash the offensive glass.
This is Bolden backing down, a little flipper short. Sam with another rebound. Deflection there, and the steal by Darius Austin. With Jefferson, Austin tried to draw contact. Bolden will put back. He draws contact, a pose, and a bucket.
Well, that's the calling card of Jackson State right here. Great defense, get a steal, and then get out in transition. This is just a great individual move off the miss and flex afterwards, the big fella.
He is a preseason SWAC Defensive Co-Player of the Year. And a solidly built guy, as you can see. 61% foul shooter. Did not play at all last year. Had a foot injury, could not play. So a major asset here.
He is the vocal leader of this team. He's a guy very active, obviously, on the defensive end. He's the guy that anchors that defense. And certainly when you don't play a whole year, you come back and you're voted preseason Defensive Player of the Year, you know you got some talent.
That foul on Jamar Sandifer was his second, so he has gone to the bench. Number 14, Aaron Ray, who's top of your screen there near the three-point line, has come in. There's a solid rejection, and ball knocked out of bounds, and we'll have a timeout. 15:53 to go. Jackson State narrowly in front of this one, 5-4.
I've had
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. And in part by Extra Gum. Give extra, get extra. And the Volkswagen Tiguan, the not-so-compact SUV.
The name Walter Payton and the Payton family name is all over the Jackson State campus. Of course, he was a superstar here before he went on to the National Football League. Malcolm, it blew me away to see the date of passing there was 1999. It has been that long since we lost Walter Payton. And his family maintains that headstone there. And you also have a beautiful facility here, the Walter Payton Wellness Center. Absolutely gorgeous on this Jackson State campus.
And I get goosebumps just looking at that. And the history here at this school is so deep, and we're going to get into it a little bit later in terms of the talent that has passed through this campus, and really what a tribute to one of the great, not only football players, but the human beings. And again, just really an awesome sight to see.
This is Jefferson who will fire, and that'll be a three for Jeremiah Jefferson, the former Weber State player. Knocks it down, and Jackson State goes up 8-4.
And that's a great sign. If you're Jackson State, you know what they're going to bring on the defensive side. The shooting, that has been the Achilles heel for them at times. And use the word inconsistency. If they can consistently knock down some perimeter jumpers, they're going to be a very dangerous team.
Tap up on the rebound following the miss by Shepard. Jackson State controls. Here's the senior from Dallas, Franklin. Saw Lane, that got cut off. That's a tough shot, and he made it. A step back two. That was not easy.
And he's coming off of a game winner their last time out against Alcorn State, where he hit a 3 with 16 seconds left to give them the win.
I'm not sure how Chris Thomas coaxed that in the basket, but he did. He was surrounded by white shirts. Didn't matter. We get a lot of substitutions about to come in for these two squads. Jefferson misses. Rebound goes back to the Tigers, and they'll start over.
Well, that's all set up by excellent spacing by Jackson State, coming up with that offensive rebound.
Three to shoot. Down to 2. Tough drive in traffic. Missed everything. And the rebound will go to Southern. They'll control. Inside, Sam. Good kick out. Great passing here by the Jags. The shot didn't go.
Well, you can't ask for a better look if you're a Southern right there. And that's all set up by Jared Sam. He's getting rid of the ball before the double team gets there. And he's able to get his guys some open looks, but they're going to have to knock those down. Again, he's wide open on the three-point line right there.
We have 6 players awaiting a chance to get in the game here at the next whistle. 5 to shoot here. Down to 4. That's a forced 3 ball. And Sam with a good box out. He and Bolden. That's an interesting matchup to watch underneath.
Southern, again, nice job on the defensive glass.
And Sam pulls up. That's a 2.
I talked about it. He is just a difficult matchup. He's a guy down low on the block. He's going to draw double teams, but then he showed the ability to step out in that mid-range area. And that's a tough matchup for Bolden if he's able to knock down those jumpers consistently.
Bolden finds Austin. He's open for 3. Back iron, and another rebound for Sam. That's, I think, 5 unofficially for him.
Let's see if Southern goes down low to Sam. Okay, they switch back off. They had a smaller guy on him.
Little contact there as Austin sends him to the ground. We got a couple of players down, but they will be up and okay. Super Tuesday presented by Boost Mobile coming up. Big one in the SEC at 7 Eastern with number 15th ranked Tennessee and number 24 Kentucky at Rupp Arena. The number 4 Michigan State taking on Iowa at Carver Hawkeye in the Big Ten. Both of these rivalry week games presented by Wendy's are on ESPN and, of course, on the ESPN app. And here comes that parade of players that we were telling you about. And wearing a different number tonight, Bubashar Ali, number 44 tonight, not 24 as he normally is. He checks in. One more at the line here for Eddie Reese, and he's a streaky player who seems to really the theme of the game to me. Both these teams have ripped off good win streaks in conference play, and they've also had some tough ones.
And he's their best three-point shooter, Southern, Eddie Reese. So he is really a key guy for them. In particular, when Sam gets so many double teams, they need his three-point shooting to stretch the defense.
So Jeremiah Bozeman was handling the ball, number 24. Jefferson saves it. This is Julian Daughtry with 10 to shoot. Tough shot. Count it. He will go to the line for the and one opportunity when we return.
Well, we're seeing some high-quality basketball early on. This one right here, take the hit and finish. And Jackson stayed up early.
No, pick up.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now.
So the Southern Jaguars had hit the road coming into the season. They go to Champaign, Springfield, Huntington, Durham. 2 visits there. Tulane and Nolans, and of course the 5-time national champion UCF Knights, Iowa City, and Waco. I say that somewhat sarcastically. I assume that every time UCF wins a game now, they declare itself a national champion in whichever sport it is.
I'll tell you what, it's what an experience for them. And I like the strategy. Obviously, you talked about the financial benefits, but I think more importantly, getting your team ready for conference play. Take your lumps. Let's face it, it's a 1-bid league, so you'd rather have your guys ready, battle-tested, before they get into conference play.
They did a beautiful job of breaking the press. Missed the shot. The putback on the offensive end by Sidney Amude, a junior from San Antonio who has not been with this team that long after transferring from Florida A&M.
Well, right now, Southern's winning the rebounding battle. They're a +4 in this game, and that was a key theme coming into this for both coaches.
Yep.
They needed to rebound, and right now, Southern is winning that battle.
That's going to be a line drive, Jay, and good. And Maurice Rivers has checked into the game, the senior from Atlanta, and he shoots his first shot and nails it.
Yeah, that's just a nice mid-range game right there. Face a guy up, go to your left, and then raise right up on him. Not bad D, just better offense.
That's a tough shot in traffic. Used most of the rim. Rivers had the rebound knocked away, but it's off of Rivers and will stay with the Jaguars. Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. It's college basketball's greatest rivalry and a Sonic blockbuster. Number 9 Duke, number 21 North Carolina at the Dean Dome. You can always watch it streaming live on the ESPN app. Duke has won 6 of the last 8, but UNC has the all-time lead. And what sort of wild jacket will Uncle Roy have on Thursday night?
I can't knock his hustle. I cannot knock the wardrobe. And, you know, I have to say, well, look, you can find a lot of different rivals, but I think for college basketball, that right now still is the best rivalry in college basketball.
Yeah, I think college football is kind of open to debate, but college basketball, I think you're right. That's a long back down by Rivers. His line drive past Lemmy Howard in the game, 31. And back over to Jefferson. He sprints in, draws some contact. Wow! The spin of a wizard on that ball.
Well, this is 3 or 4 times now. Degree of difficulty on some of these finishes off the chart. I'm not sure he was looking at the basket right here. Take the hit. No. He looked up afterwards, but I think when it was going up, he was not looking. He was trying to avoid contact.
He had an idea, but that's about all he had. Wow, that was something.
That's great body control to be able to take the hit and then concentrate to get that ball up there and finish.
But he could not finish the three-point play. Some token pressure being applied here by Jordan Berry, number 13. No problem. Wide open 3. Too strong. Sam, a 7th rebound in the game for Jared Sam, who is just unstoppable on the glass.
Well, I used the word handful. He is just a handful to guard, and I talked about the double teams he's going to face. Jackson State right now really has had no answer for him on the offensive glass. He's doing a nice job cleaning up on that end.
79% foul shooter. You see his numbers on the night already. Now 5 points, 7 boards. Seems like he has double-digit rebounds already, even though he's a little shy of that. Richard Lee.
Really enjoyed speaking with Jared Sam this afternoon and shoot around. And he was a high school teammate of Damian Jones,
yeah,
first-round draft pick by the Warriors. Now he's with the G League, and I joked with him. I said, have you gotten Damian? Damian, he's got some games. He's like, nah, man, I got him a couple times when we played one-on-one over the summer, and certainly that's a pretty good workout partner to have, and future very bright for this young man as well, too. I think he's a guy that has an opportunity to potentially play overseas or at the next level for a paycheck.
And good touch on the hook. We're going to get a rebounding foul going against the Tigers. And it looks like that's going to be hit. Lemmy Howard will get his first. I'm sorry, that is the second on Lemmy Howard. And he will take a seat. Right now, 4 fouls against Southern, 3 against Jackson State. Jamar Sandifer Drew 2 quick ones against him for Southern, and he has not been seen since.
Jackson State continues to change their defenses, giving Southern different looks. They've extended it, and that time they confused them going to a matchup zone. So Coach Brent doing a nice job changing up the defenses.
Franklin, that is a professional three-pointer for Chase Franklin. It is 19-13. Jackson State ahead, 19-13. Now make it 19-15. Tough shot by Umude.
Both teams executing on offense, and back to Southern on this end. Franklin, he's going to be the one guy they're going to have to do a better job in pick and roll situations. Can't give him that much airspace coming off.
Knocked out of the hands of Daughtry. He got it back. They've got 12 to shoot. Jefferson. A long way from the bucket yet with 6 to shoot. Now they go inside. Bolden, he'll have to work. Got 2. Slapped away. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Excellent defense by Southern.
That's a better defensive possession right here by Southern. This last one, poor pick and roll defense, no hedge, and Chase Franklin made him pay. And we just continue to see both teams execute right back at you, Southern says. So we're seeing some nice execution, really both ends, defensively and offensively. High quality basketball.
Oh, great anticipation that time by Franklin. He's got numbers. He's got Jefferson. He's got 2 points. That pass was just a little lazy, and Southern paid the freight.
And unselfish play that time in transition, and the pass was on point. He waited right to the right minute to give it up to his teammate.
Into traffic, couple of hop steps, batted out of bounds, and it will be Southern ball. We'll step aside with 10 to shoot. Jackson State up by 6. Hotly competitive game here in the SWAC.
When it comes to showing love.
Our next NBA Wednesday doubleheader has the Big Cat, Jimmy Butler, and the Timberwolves taking on King James and the Cavaliers at 8 Eastern, and LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs. Devin Booker and the Suns will follow. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown on 7 on ESPN and the ESPN app. With Malcolm Huckabee, Dave Lamont. On the campus of Jackson State in Jackson, Mississippi, where the home team shooting 50% right now, as opposed to only 30% for Southern. But Southern is killing it on the glass, 16-10. But they have missed all 4 of their threes.
Yeah, but that's been the story early on in this game. I've been impressed Southern on the offensive glass as they get a bank shot. Now you got to call a bank right there. Contested 3 deep, and on the road though, if you're Southern, you will take that much needed bucket.
Now 1 out of 5 from 3. Jefferson getting some big minutes in this first half. Working around to Maurice Rivers. Trying to hand to Franklin, who breaks away, but runs into a double team, and he's trapped. But drew a foul. Frustrating possession if you're Southern.
Yeah, that's a bailout right there. They did a nice job hedging, and then they trapped him on that screen screen and roll. You don't want to foul low and bail him out. They had him pinned in the corner. A nice job, though, by Franklin getting out of that double team.
So they'll get the new 20-second shot clock. Daughtry on a nice drive, went left-handed, and another rebound for Southern, and that drew a whistle. As Emmanuel Shepard grabbed the rebound, he got touched. And we're creeping ever closer to the bonuses. That's actually only 4 on Jackson State and 5 on Southern, as you get a good look at Jeremiah Bozeman, who's checked into the game.
Well, if you're Morris Scott and Southern, you have to be pleased with how your team rebounded. They stressed that all throughout the shoot-around this afternoon. Rebound, rebound, rebound. Limit Jackson State to 1 opportunity.
Drive to the baseline, cut off nicely. Good defense there by Rivers. 7 to shoot. Torrey Mayo with it. 3 to shoot. Inside, Sam, that's a tough turnaround, and he put it in. Well, the man of the match so far, Jared Sam. 8 points, 8 rebounds.
And that's a nice job of recognition, realizing he had a smaller player on him to get him in that high post area, even though the shot clock winding down. Nice job, though, by Sam, just turning right over the guard.
And this foul will go against Southern.
And this right here, off of the screen and roll, again, the switch, make them pay every time. And I've been impressed both ends. In particular, the rebounding by Jared Sam has been impressive in this game. He is locked in.
2 shots.
So we'll take a look here at Maurice Rivers. A 69% foul shot. Key player for this team. He is their leading scorer, just over 12 per game. Also yanks down 5 rebounds per game, but has not been healthy. Makes them both. Makes it look easy.
Yeah, and the injuries for Jackson State really have depleted their roster at times, really struggle to field enough guys to practice. So certainly they are happy to have him back in the lineup healthy.
Thought about a 3 there, did Reese. Instead, he'll pull up for 2.
Nice patience that time. A lot of guys would have settled for it at 3. Taking it a little bit closer, and a nice little floater. That's not an easy shot. He made it look easy from the foul line.
Oh, good bounce pass here to Franklin, who got into traffic, twisted around, and made the layup. It's 25-22, Jackson State. And that's going to be turned over by Southern.
Franklin making 2 nice plays right there. The nice backdoor cut and finish, and then wing denial that forced the turnover. If you're Southern right now, Dave, Jackson State, again, we talked about it. They're aggressive in the passing lanes, ball fake, and to get some backdoor cuts. Now, that's what you have to do against a team that's really trying to wing deny, as Jackson State is doing right now in this game.
So Franklin, perhaps under orders from Wayne Brent, head coach, walking the ball up just a little bit. Outside there is big Trayshawn Bolden, who does fire up 3 from time to time, a 29% shooter. You've got it here, baseline Jay. It's too hard. A good rebound by Thomas. Southern perhaps trying to tie this. Reese, very confident shooter. He didn't hesitate for a millisecond.
That was beyond NBA right there, and that's a breakdown in the scouting report by Jackson State. He's Southern's best 3-point shooter. You got to find him in transition. That time, he made him pay.
37% 3-point shooter. Reese has gotten hot. Rivers missed everything, but the rebound stolen away by Jackson State by Barry, and then stolen back by Southern. I might be looking for Reese again, but instead we're going to get a whistle and a foul, and a blocking foul going against Jackson State. Even though Bozeman was the one who got knocked over, he was also called for the foul.
Right here, again, nice eye recognition by Southern, finding the trailer, and that one right there was deep. And that's all set up, though, by dribble penetration. Coaches talk about it all the time. When you get broken down with dribble penetration, bad things happen.
Now we're going to get a foul here, and I believe Bolden, after a second foul was called on Bozeman, Bolden will get hit with his first foul.
Foul's on number 22, Trayshawn Bolden. First personal.
Now both teams at 6. Near the 4:35 mark in this half. So inbound on this one more time. It'll be Reese to inbound it. Off in the corner, Aaron Ray.
Jared Sam draws so much attention by the D.
Really? Because that was from Baton Rouge, that distance right there. That was 148 miles away, that 3 by Reese.
Somebody better go get a bucket of ice to cool that young man's hand off. That one right there, hand in his face, didn't make a difference.
He has 9, and Southern counters with a 2 here, 28-27. That's known as irrational confidence. He may fire it from this distance right here. They double him, get the ball out of his hands, and that should be and is a charge. So Bolden, who had just got hit with a foul, took the charge, and that's a big one for Jackson State. They trail this Southern team. Why? Because this guy feels like he can't miss. Right now he can't.
The entire season has led to this moment.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's Hamburgers, made with fresh, never frozen beef, and Axe.
Take a look at the NFL players and really American Football League players who have made it from Jackson State. And there is the newest Hall of Famer, Robert Brazil, who was a fabulous linebacker with the Houston Oilers. Of course, Jackie Slater, Walter Payton, Lem Barney. Kick returner, DB extraordinaire for the Detroit Lions in the heyday. And they are all out of Jackson State.
The history is deep at this school. And when you walk around this campus, which is a beautiful campus, and you look at some of these names, we already talked about Walter Payton. Really, it's just fascinating to see the history here and the talent that has walked on this campus.
And that building is in where we are right now, the Hall of Fame here. And Jackson State has gone back in front, 29-28. Had 3 lead changes, make it 4 now. Reese, you knew he was going to shoot it, and he's making them. Oh, boy. Woo, Eddie Reese out of the D, the junior, with some big city confidence.
There are certain times where guys get hot, and you can double, you can run at them. As we take a look at Bolden with the nice spin move, but right now Reese is on fire. They're going to have to double team him and get the ball out of his hands, because right now, single-handedly, right now, he is on fire, and they've had no answer for him.
Southern has made their last 4 3-pointers to begin with the one that was banked in, and then Reese has put 3 in a row in on his own, fighting for the ball to the floor. The whistle blows. The possession arrow will be called into play here, and that belongs to Jackson State.
Right here, again, that's not terrible defense. Again, you want to be on a guy, but he's so quick release, and that's a deep beyond NBA 3 that he hits coming off of a down screen. A nice little action they ran to get him open, and he continues to knock down threes.
You can't take him out either. He might be a little winded at this point. He's played a lot of minutes, but you cannot take the guy out. A lot of substitutions, though, for Jackson State. Bolden among those heading to the bench. Here's Franklin. Well, that's a good-looking pass, and that's a contact and a foul. Darius Austin will go to the line for the 3-point play.
Now, Austin will get credit for the points, but this right here is all set up by Chase Franklin. I've been impressed with his pace, his obviously ability to make shots, but his passing has really led to some easy opportunities for his teammates. Nice job that time. Unselfish basketball.
Austin, this is a part of the game he struggles a bit, under 50%. You can see the weird rotation, but he got that. So Jackson State back up now by 3. Reese, he could shoot it from here. And look at the defense they're playing on him too, Malcolm. That's Jesse Love right with him. Rebound fought for, still available, and Jackson State will control. So Franklin will let loose, and he got the rebound. And Wayne Brett asks for a little calmness and got it.
Both teams really have played a clean game. We've seen both teams execute offensively.
Reese with a blow. Nope, never mind the block shot. He's going to be hit with a personal foul instead, and that will be his second. So with a minute 22 to go, he's crazy hot, but he now has 2 fouls.
Yeah, that one right there, I'd like to take another look at it. Looked like it was, might have got some body, though, and referees right on top of it. But back to how both teams have performed offensively, we've seen both teams execute and get some high percentage, high quality basketball in this first half.
Jesse Love hits that. Let's take a look at this. A little fine.
Yeah, I think if he would have stayed straight up, I think he broke the plane. That's a good call by the referee right there.
So they are going to take Reese out. That was going to be my next question for you. Do you take him out? He has a quick word with Morris Scott. He probably said, "Coach, I didn't foul him." Morris Scott said, "Well, somebody said you fouled him. Have a seat."
In Jackson State.
Be careful there. Almost too casual with the pass.
We'll give Jackson State coaching staff, they've done a nice job in terms of changing up the defenses. They give them a different look defensively. It almost seems like every offensive possession.
Sam Double team. Boy, he got clobbered, and it's a blocking foul. There was a lot of contact there, and he will go to the line. That puts Sam into double figures.
Well, I can't say enough about his game. That is just impressive body control again, upper body strength, big boy move, take the hit, and then finish. And Jared Sam, we talked about it again at the tip. He's a guy, he's getting doubled, and he's putting up some impressive numbers, drawing a lot of attention from the Jackson State defense.
They foul on Maurice Rivers, his first. Under a minute in this SWAC Big Monday. And it'll be a walk, but then, as to Malcolm's point, we've not had many turnovers. There's a rare one for this game.
Well, if I'm Southern, I'd go right back down to Jared Sam. Run your offense through him, make Jackson State double, and then see if you can get something off of a pass by Sam out of the double team.
There's a double team on the ball right here, almost a double dribble. Southern scrambling just a little bit to get a clean shot. That's going to be an offensive foul with just under 20 seconds remaining, drawn by Daughtry.
Well, this is where they miss Eddie Reese and his three-point shooting. You can put him on the side with Jared Sam, and it's more difficult for them to double when he throws out of it. That time right there, nice defensive possession by Jackson State.
So 6 turnovers to 3 in this game. And that foul on Moody is his second. So shot clock off. Let's see what the Tigers want to do here. Five to shoot it. Franklin, boy, he took a lot of steps. His shot was blocked. Sam will eat it, and that's that. Well, that was an entertaining first half, to say the least. The shooting of Eddie Reese, the rebounding of Jared Sam, the power of Bolden and Austin underneath for Jackson State. And this one was very entertaining, as Morris Scott getting a quick last-second word, Malcolm, with the official.
Well, clean played first half, as you said. Both teams getting after it. Though right now, though, Jackson State has the 2-point lead going into the half.
We would like to welcome everyone to tonight's game. Tonight,
I am the new Honey Hot Glazed Chicken Strip Basket only at DQ. I make sports bar wings want to go cry to their celery sticks. I am sauced and tossed with a sweet heat that'll make your mouth want to kiss you on the lips. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
No, just your partner.
Hotly competitive SWAC game tonight, with Jackson State narrowly in front of their rivals from Baton Rouge, 35-33. With Malcolm Huckabee, Dave Lamont, thank you again for joining us on Big Monday. Terrific first half. Low turnovers, excellent shooting at times, and a big-time pace between these two.
Yeah, it really was a clean first half. We saw some excellent execution by both teams on the offensive side. Right here, we're going to take a look at the big fella Bolden with some nice interior passing. On the other end, we saw the same, and then we saw some off-the-charts degree of difficulty makes in that first half. This one right here, a three-point play. And then on the other end for Southern, they were able to get a huge performance from Eddie Reese. Nice little floater, but he caught fire from beyond the arc. He hit some NBA threes in that first half, and Jared Sam had a big half for Southern as well. Really an excellent first half by both teams.
So much at stake for these two also in this SWAC. And we take a look at the numbers for the top players. Chase Franklin, Jeremiah Jefferson also playing well for the Jackson State Tigers. Second half coming up. We hope it's as good as the first one was.
In the
There you take a look inside the Walter Payton Health Center here on the campus at Jackson State. Sweetness is likeness everywhere on this campus, and why not? He was such a dominant athlete here at Jackson State. Actually, the Walter Payton Wellness Center is the correct term. And you're watching Big Monday, presented by Joseph A. Bank as part of Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's with Malcolm Huckabee, Dave Lamont. And take a look at the huddle for the Jackson State Tigers. They have the 2-point lead here. They come in 7-3 in the SWAC. Southern making the trip up to Mississippi in this case. 9-14 overall and 5-5 in the conference. And they will get the ball first.
Well, I would say the really one negative for Southern in that first half. Turnovers. Jackson State had 13 points off of turnovers in that first half. Otherwise, Southern did a nice job controlling the glass. They were +8 in the rebounding department. They shot 50% from the three-point line, so they need to just shore up the turnovers in this second half.
And it should be a kick ball. Well, they made their last 4 threes. I distinctly remember saying they've missed their first 4. At about the time I finished the sentence, they banked one in, and then Eddie Reese got rolling. And all of a sudden, Southern could not miss from 3. One other issue they had in favor of Southern, we take a look at their interim head coach, Morris Scott. Second chance points, they are actually +5 on Jackson State there.
Well, that interim, that tag's got to go. I mean, the job that he's done with this program and the way they're playing right now, I think that needs to go. And certainly I think a lot of other Southern folks would agree with that as well, too.
Well, there'll be a turnover there. That'll be number 8 against Southern. And Morris Scott's not a stranger to this program. This is his 7th year involved with the Southern basketball program. And at 39 years old, he's just the right age to have that first big opportunity. So we'll see if he does indeed get to keep the tag and when that decision will be made, if that will be taken off of. Miss Jefferson cuts off a nice feed from Franklin, and Jackson State's up 4.
Chase Franklin's passing ability has impressed throughout this game. He continues to pick up in the second half. That's a beautiful backdoor cut. But the key to that, the pass by Franklin was on point and on time.
And so was that pass to Emmanuel Shepard. Just about to tell you that Franklin has picked up a 3rd assist. And then an assist there for Southern, and they're back down to be 2 points behind.
10-point passing that time. Southern interior passing, which led to a easy deuce.
Trayshawn Bolden hands off to Jefferson. Good decision there by Bolden. Shot didn't work out, but Sam grabs another rebound, and he is now a rebound shy of a double-double.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better look, and I would agree. The patience that time by Bolden, not settling for a contested jumper, driving the ball, and then finding his teammate who was wide open.
That's going to be turnover number 9 for Southern. And right in front of us, you might have seen Eddie Reese get super frustrated.
And this right here, just a beautiful set piece. Set up, though, by the pinpoint passing. Then right here, Sam, you know he's going to get doubled. He's an excellent passer out of the double team. That time unselfish, finding a cutter to the basket.
That's his first assist of the night and the 5th for Southern, the one you saw there from Sam. Austin just lowered his head and shoulder into the defender, Shepard, and threw the whistle on Shepard, and that'll be Shepard's 3rd foul.
Foul number 2, Emmanuel Shepard. 3rd personal. At the line shooting for the Tigers, number 23, Darius Austin. 2 shots.
So it'll be 2 shots for Darius Austin out of Centerville, Illinois. Well, that was a good-looking free throw. Sports Center at 11 Eastern tonight on ESPN. Trae Young's ultimate highlight. What could that be? Keith Olbermann on where Tom Brady ranks all time. If it's not number 1, come on, Keith. And how can the Eagles win another Super Bowl? Forward-thinking Sports Center coming up tonight at 11.
My goodness, can they have the parade first?
No. Nick Foles didn't get to go to Disney, though. He, as the MVP, he did have his Disney run, so that's cool there. But yes, I do believe the trophy made it to Philly, so we've gone that far, but we must move on. And by the way, you can watch that on the ESPN app as well if you're out and about walking the dog or whatever. Trying to get it into Bolden. A little way away in the basket. Just faces up in front of Sam and barely brushed the rim. Reese, he might just unload here. Thought he was going to shoot it. He was really frustrated the last couple of times, not getting in touch when Southern had the ball.
Jackson State doing a nice job trying to deny him once he gives it up. This, though, is the problem matchup for Jackson State. Jared Sam's just really so shifty with the ball. He's got a variety of moves. He's got spin moves. And I've been impressed when he's been able to knock down his mid-range jumper. And then the passing out of the double teams just does so much for Southern.
First foul on Darius Austin. There'll be another one here. That's going to be a quick 2 on Austin, just like that, bang, bang, and he's going to check out of the game. And Maurice Rivers will come in.
23, Austin.
And this is what Morris Scott wanted in the game plan. Then the rebound, but then offensively try to get their bigs, the bigs of Jackson State, into foul trouble.
Short on the 3, rebound, grabbed by Bolden. And Daughtry looking over all the possibilities, slips to Jefferson, over to Bolden. Franklin. And that almost wound up in the concession stand.
One of the few miscommunications we've seen by Chase Franklin. Not sure that it was his fault, though. His guy thought he was going backdoor. Franklin thought him open in the corner, and turnover. Give credit, though, to Southern. They did a nice job at that time on the defensive stand.
Oh, another turnover by Southern. That time the pass just completely mishandled. And after we praise them for how well they handle the ball, they've been sloppy before our first time out, but yet they trail only by 3. That's a tough shot. Rebound, Bolden, so strong, and he will draw a foul, much to the objection of Jamar Sandifer. And you know what? That's going to be number 3 for him. And he has just had a tough night with fouls.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there. Trying to get the defensive rebound. And that one's right in front of the referee. They're going to call that.
And we're going to get an offensive foul going the other way. So suddenly whistle's beginning to take over the last 90 seconds or so. And that will be on Bolden. And he has 2. And quickly coming into the game is Lemmy Howard, and Bolden will check out. You've got the automatic timeout coming here shortly, so you don't want Bolden to draw a 3rd.
Let's see what Southern gets on this offensive possession. Now, they can't settle for 3s. You still have to run your offense through this guy right here.
And they do just that, and he'll draw a foul from Lemmy Howard, who just came into the game. So Jared Sam having a factor. The officials have been calling this one tightly.
And that's a beautiful set play that time. The execution was on point, a little counter, and then they brought Sam off of a little pin down screen, and that's a nicely designed play. Bigs aren't used to chasing other bigs off of down screens, and at that time Southern ran a nice play, and the result puts Jared Sam on the free throw line.
And that's a 3rd foul on the freshman Lemmy Howard.
Sam had a busy off season. He played in the 10-man team that was part of a Reach USA friendship group that toured the Far East. So he got some miles in over the summer. And I already talked about his high school teammate, Damian Jones, a guy that he's worked out with regularly. 1st-round pick of the Golden State Warriors.
Left alone, Jeremiah Jefferson drills a 3. 41-37 Jackson State with 15.5 remaining in our game. Reese has not been firing it up in this half yet. And that's going to be a kick and going to go against Jackson State. So Jackson State's Tigers lead this one 41-37 with 15 minutes and 20 seconds remaining as we watch Jeremiah Jefferson. You can't leave him open.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's Hamburgers, made with fresh, never frozen beef. And Esurance, auto and home insurance for the modern world.
41-37, Jackson State over Southern University. 15:20 remaining in our game. Take a look at the huddle there for the home side. The Tigers, who are 7-3 in SWAC play, 5-5 for Southern. It's been a close game. We've had 6 lead changes, 4 ties. The largest lead at all, period, has been 6 for Jackson State in the first half.
I think the one difference right now, Jackson State points off of turnovers, 16 right now is that number in favor of Jackson State.
And also the turnovers have been mounting for Southern in that first 4+ minutes of the opening of the second half. They try to work it inside. This is Rivers. Quick fire, Love, and that's a big one. It's going to be a long 2. That's a 2 for the freshman, Jesse Love. And he's in the scoring column.
Well, the problem right now, they're doubling Rivers, and he's doing a nice job giving it up before the double team gets there, and then the closeouts have been late.
Haven't seen a lot of zone tonight, but it looks like we see some now.
Jackson State again giving Southern another look on defense.
Oh my, Chris Thomas, there were 3 seconds on the shot clock when he let that go. It took so long to get there. The shot clock ran out when it went in.
And that's a big break for Southern right there. Jackson State changed up the defense again. Looked like they confused them, and then shot clock winding down. They were able to get a big 3.
As Lemmy Howard comes through, it's 45-40 Jackson State. Our apologies for some of the difficulties we're having with our scoreboard. The clock is accurate, and it's 45-40 Jackson State. Now 13 to shoot. Sam inside. Oh, that's just such a sweet move. So under control, and he lays it in. It's 45-42.
And the post-entry pass was on point. The arc was there. The late help and gamble was really the result. Sam, soft hands catching, and a nice little reverse layup.
He has posted a double-double tonight. 14 points now, 10 rebounds, and there is a steal for Southern. A great effort defensively by Umude.
Well, if I'm Southern, I'm going right back at Jared Sam.
Thomas, you could hear the hand against the backboard. No goaltend as he didn't get a piece of the ball. The shot was just missed. Love feeling it. And the rebound quickly grabbed by Thomas. I don't see Reese in the game at the moment, so he's not nearly, and there's going to be a little bit of contact there. And let's see here. We had Rivers getting tangled up, and it looks like he's going to be smacked with this foul. As coming into the game, once again, Trayshawn Bolden, also Chase Franklin for Jackson State. And that is going to be on Rivers. It's 2 on Mo Rivers.
Well, I'm going to say it again. If you're Southern, you got to run your offense through Jared Sam. Every time, he should get a touch down low in the post.
3-point lead for Jackson State. They've had the lead most of the contest, and that's a tough one on Trayshawn Bolden.
Now Southern and 1-1. And again, this is just a tough matchup. He's trying to go through, yeah, and again, he's got to give him some space. He's just really right up on him.
I'll go back to my usual fallback question. Isn't your job as a defensive player to get in the way of the other guy?
Well, I'll tell you what, I go back to my playing days in the Big East. They went to 6 fouls. It was so physical. You could hand check. I'm still sore of some of the elbows I got from Mourning and Matumbo. So
Bolden, by the way, that foul, his 3rd, and it's a steal. Back the other way. Mayo, wild pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. Another turnover by Southern.
The right idea, but the execution wasn't there, and that's just a missed opportunity. They got a fast break, and that's got to be a bounce pass that leads to the layup right there.
So Bolden back out of the game now with 3 fouls. Austin back in. He has 2. And 7 fouls to 2. Note the disparity here. 7 fouls to 2. on Jackson State. And they will keep it. So exactly 12 left in this one. Jackson State narrow lead, 45-42.
Please welcome JSU Dazzler.
No, pick up.
You're watching Big Monday presented by Joseph A. Bank as part of Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. And we take a look at something every player wants to hold in the SWAC. That's a championship trophy. And you see the Tigers have accomplished that quite a bit. Their last NCAA tournament appearance was 0-1, however.
You wait till he come out. You wait till the screen and go down.
And that could change. This is a solid-looking bunch. 7-3 right now in the SWAC, positioning themselves in the tournament that is soon to come. Texas Southern not as dominant as they have been the last couple of years. They're 6-4 right now, so this could be really interesting.
Yeah, I really like how they execute. In particular, defensively, they are just so solid. But I think this right here, if they're able to continue to execute like this consistently on offense, I would not be surprised to see them dancing this year. They are very good defensively, but the offense, consistency again, if they can get that, watch out.
48-42 after that three-pointer put back. Good. What a manly effort by Aaron Ray, and the ball got away from the players, so the official stops the clock for the moment. So it's now 48-44 with 11:33 remaining.
Well, we've seen this now. Southern, they have dominated on the glass. They had a huge rebounding lead in that first half. They continue to crash the offensive glass.
Franklin waiting for Jefferson and said he'd keep it. 11-13 left in this one. Rivers drew contact and almost had the three-point play opportunity, stopping the clock with 11-12 to go, and Jackson stayed up 4, and Rivers will head to the line.
Nice use that time of the up fake by Morris Rivers. And
First person.
if you're Jared Sam right there, you got to hold your ground and go straight up. You have good position. You don't want to break the plane and put Rivers on the free throw line.
The good news for Southern, that is only the first foul on Jared Sam. And you think about it, they already have Shepard with 3, Sandifer with 3, while for Jackson State, Bolden has 3, and Lemmy Howard has 3. And Sam will pick up rebound number 11. (49-44) Jackson State over Southern. Largest lead for the Tigers in this game has been 6. There's a fumble, and there's going to be a foul on the contact. And let's see which team that goes against. We'll go against Southern.
Fouls on 14, Aaron Ray.
And that will be on Aaron Ray, his first personal.
Well, I continue to say the back doors are there. And that goes back to my point in the first half. Jackson State, they're active in the passing lane, so they're going to try to get their hands on any handoff or pass. Sometimes use of a ball fake and then backdoor cut will get you an easy cut and layup going towards the basket.
10:58 remaining, and again, we apologize. The score has temporarily left us from your screens, but it's 49-44. 10:58 remaining. 7 fouls against Jackson State, 4 against the Jaguars from Southern Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Rivers backing down, had it stripped. And that was knocked out of bounds. A great play by Daughtry because Southern had a break opportunity at the other end.
Yeah, he broke up, looked like a clear, uncontested layup on the other end. So heads up play that time to get his hands on that.
Passing up the foul line jumper and going in and banking it off the glass was Moody. I like his game.
Really, that time, a nice recognition. They were doubling Sam before he even had the ball, so he had a clear lane and a good recognition that the defense that time really was just focused on Sam.
49-46 as Austin stops the clock with 10:14 remaining with the turnover. It's 49 for Jackson State, 46 for Southern. Jackson State, that should be number 8 turnovers. Southern with 13 unofficially.
Jackson State back into a matchup zone.
And we are at the 10-minute mark. Pass tip stolen by Austin. And Franklin into the front court. 14 turnovers now by Southern. Rivers got his feet set. No good. Mayo yanks the rebound down. At 5'8", by the way, he's the smallest guy on the floor. Offensive rebound missed. Was a great look that time for Amude. And effort into the stands. It's been that kind of a game. It has been intense, really, from the first ball we saw shot, and it has not let up. As we get a change, Emmanuel Shepard will bring his 3 fouls into the game, and Amude will check out.
Yeah, it really has. Well played, well coached. Both teams getting after it. Really, we can't ask for more in the college basketball game.
And we're going to have just a little bit more of sweat mopping, I think, that needs to be taken care of here. Not a bad idea at all by this officiating crew of Matt Potter, Byron Jarrett, and Chris Ford. Byron Jarrett. Well, you played with the all-time, against, I should say, the all-time perspiration king in the history of basketball, Patrick Ewing.
I'll tell you what, playing against those John Thompson teams, and certainly some of those old school Big East battles, a lot of fun, a lot of great memories.
Ooh, that was a wild off-balance shot. It's going to draw a blocking foul as Shepard just flipped that thing up there, hoping to draw a whistle, and he did.
Foul number 3, Daughtry.
And Daughtry will get his second foul. So you are now caught up as our scoreboard has returned. Everything there is accurate. Jackson State picking up an 8th foul. And at the line is Shepard, Canadian, out of Toronto. A very patient free throw shooter. I know they don't really ever count the 10 seconds, but he took his time.
I'll tell you what, his routine, certainly a lot of patience.
And that one no good. 49-47, and the clock underway there at 9:15. Daughtry playing off the Rivers screen. Jefferson, he's had some key buckets. The man in the headband, he'll just rip one from 3 and be way short.
That was not a good look that time. Deep, contested 3. Really not off of much ball movement.
And Sam was fouled on the jump shot. And a little shaken up on that play was Franklin. And I'm sure he's also mad at himself for fouling the jump shooter.
Yeah, poor closeout that time. And again, nice execution by Southern. And going to their go-to guy, Jared Sam, who's had a huge game for them. Double-double in this game.
9 team fouls now against Jackson State. And a chance to tie it here for Sam. So a big night continues for this senior from Baton Rouge. .48. Yeah, 49-49.
That now is 16 points, 10 boards for Jared Sam in this game. They're doing it on both ends for Southern.
Rivers backing down against Sam. Long hook shot, no good. Rebound fumbled out of bounds, and Thomas could not hang on to it. And so it will stay with Jackson State.
Yeah, and Thomas mad at himself that time. I'm not going up with 2 hands to secure that rebound. Try to go up with 1, and lost it out of bounds. That's a big possession right there.
Rivers clearing some space for himself. That's a tough shot. Mo Rivers.
Well, Rivers is undersized in terms of weight. You look at him, he has a slight build, but he's got strong lower body, and he's made some nice moves.
9 points for Rivers. Franklin hit with a foul.
And this right here, again, this is against the bigger Jared Sam. Not bad defense that time, though, by Jared Sam. Just better offense by Rivers.
That's going to be a third foul on Franklin, the senior from Dallas. Back to the line goes Jared Sam. 51-49, 8:15 to go. I can't imagine this game being anything but close over the next 8:15. Nobody seems capable of running away from the other.
Speaking with Coach Brent and staff, he said this is the one thing they could ill afford to do in this game, and that is put Jared Sam on the free throw line. He does a great job getting to the free throw line.
Well, he continues to put the points on the board. We're tied again at the 8:15 mark. So Daughtry being marked very closely by Thomas. Well, the offenses have cooled off, too. You're not seeing the great three-point shooting. Rivers in trouble there. Sam straight up good defense. Lefty three, Daughtry. And as soon as I say that, he drills a big three.
Well, big reason why the offense has cool is because give credit to both teams' defense, but that right there, not bad D again. That's a contested deep three.
Rebound smacked into the face of Franklin. He's able to hang on to it. Austin. And Sam discouraged that drive. Rivers posted up. He wants to go. Jefferson back to Rivers. 5 to shoot it. Rebound going to Shepard.
Great closeout that time by Southern to contest that three.
Here's a three to tie it. Every bit of the rim used that time by Aaron Ray.
Well, if you want to show a clip of how to transition from defense to offense, show that clip there by Southern. Contest his shot, clean up the defensive glass, and then get out in transition and then set up a guy for a wide open three. A nice job on both ends that time by Southern.
And we're going to get a little bit of a grab away from the ball that time on Jared Sam. We will step aside. Big finish coming up.
Immediate timeout.
Three-point shots are back in this one. And this one ties it up. Have a terrific big Monday game going on right now. That is one powerhouse band, by the way, the Jackson State has at their home games. And we take a look at the great marching bands of the SWAC. They're all fabulous, and we have been entertained tonight by the Sonic Boom of the South.
And that name definitely is fitting.
Oh, yes. Boom is a perfect word for that, that group. They're terrific. So's this game, and it matches up with this band, 54-54. We only had a 2-point differential between these teams at the half with Jackson State in front. They are in the white and will have the ball with 20 to go on the shot clock. Good execution. Rivers patient. Missed it. Tapped up. Rivers to try again. That's a tough call for the official to make. Who has it? And it's going to go in favor of the Jaguars.
And that right there set up by Sam. A good shot contest. He didn't get the block, but he altered the shot. And now big possession for Southern with a chance to take the lead.
They haven't had the lead very often in this game. They've had them. Their largest lead has been 3. Well, that's contact and not called. Tapped out of bounds. It will belong to Jackson State. Yeah. I wouldn't be real happy if I was Morris Scott right there.
Yeah, he has an argument right there. That one, now I know they've been calling a pretty clean game thus far. That one right there, though, I think they missed. That was a lot of contact, and it certainly impacted the shot. Almost barely drew rim.
Under 6 minutes left in this one. Rivers, that's a tough shot. No dice, but there's going to be a late whistle. And we'll go against Southern. That will be a 6th team foul.
Fouls on number 2, Shepard.
And that will be a 4th foul on Emmanuel Shepard. And with a chance to break the tie, we'll take a look at Maurice Rivers. While we remind you that Boost Mobile brings us Super Tuesday in the SEC at 7 Eastern. Tennessee, I don't know what the preseason hype was on them, but the hype now should be very high. And they take on Kentucky at Rupp Arena. Then number 4 Michigan State going to Carver Hawkeye in the Big Ten to take on Iowa. These rivalry week games presented by Wendy's on ESPN and, of course, the ESPN app. So Jackson State has reclaimed a 1-point lead. 5:40 and counting to go in this one in the SWAC. 2 games separate these two in the standings. Southern 5-5, Jackson State 7-3. And when we spoke to Morris Scott, pardon me, he talked about how they feel like they have so many games they could have won and didn't, as they step back 3, and Thomas gives them the lead.
And to finish your point, you're right. Closing out games, that's been the issue for them. They've held leads. They played like they played tonight. They've executed beautifully on both ends, defensively and offensively. The issue is, though, closing out games. Let's see if they can do it tonight on the road.
That's going to be just rimmed out. By correction on one thing, that previous shot was ruled a 2, not a 3. That's why Southern is ahead 56-55. And Rivers will go marching back to the line. And Amude picks up a 3rd foul.
Third person. Rivers.
And I've got to believe, now that both teams are in the bonus, that this game will be won right here. Might be the better foul shooting team.
And Rivers misses the first free throw.
That's a man who needs an antacid right now. That's a sour stomach face right there. He saw that free throw bounce out. Ooh, that wasn't even close. Rivers is a competent free throw shooter. Came into the game just a hair under 70%.
And those are 2 really bad misses. The second one wide left, so 2 big misses that time by Rivers.
Sam, oh, it's a great look. And the whole Southern bench was expecting a big finish that time by Amude. Instead, he will draw the contact and go to the line to foul on Rivers.
Beautiful pass by Jared Sand. Again, he feeling the double team. He knows as soon as he touches the ball, sometimes they're doubling him before he even has the ball. He's getting rid of it. He's not waiting for the double team. And that right there, that's an opportunity, though. That has to be a 3-point play.
So Southern opens up now a 2-point lead. Take a look at the former Florida A&M Rattler out of San Antonio, Texas. Did not play for this Southern team until December. He was a mid-year transfer. He has 6 points, and that rebound, and that's going to be contact. Yeah. Let's see if they call that a foul. No, they're just going to rule it out of bounds in favor of Jackson State.
But I like the no call in terms of a foul. Both guys going after it, so I like that call by the ref. Give Jackson State the ball, but don't call a foul. Both teams and both guys were just going after a loose ball.
So we're getting a lot of playing time out of Rivers tonight for the Tigers. That's a tough look. Franklin leaned in. It's still available. Bolden, the big guy, he'll go to the line. Trayshawn Bolden just out-muscled everybody for that rebound.
I'm not sure how Rivers' shot did not go in. It looked like it was going in the cylinder right here. And that thing hung up there for a while. It looks like it's going down. And Bolden, though, nice job on the offensive glass.
That's going to be a 4th foul on Sidney Amude.
2 shots.
4:19 remaining. Decision coming up here for Morris Scott. Amude's played well. A little strong on the free throw. And suddenly Jackson State's free throw problems are beginning to crop up in this game. 65% shooting as a team. And that's off also. Wow, that's several free throws in a row they have missed.
Yeah, so now that's 2 empty possessions at the free throw line for Jackson State.
Oh, and they took it too long. A 10-second violation. The pressure that time, pretty much a one-man job there by Daughtry. So another defensive change called by Wayne Brent.
They just really continue. I mean, they've given at least 10 different looks on defense. They've gone to 3/4 court pressure. They've extended their pressure. They've shown zone. They've shown 3-2, 1-2-2. So excellent job by Jackson State. Coach Brent changing up the defenses. They just keep Southern guessing.
Ali has checked back in. He's only had a minute of action tonight, number 44 in the yellow. He may be calling on for some big minutes here. We're going to get a little bit of a touch foul, and we are going back to the line where we'll be spending a lot of time, I suspect, for the rest of this evening. Southern in front by 2.
We are the SWAC. Our heritage lifts us to great heights because my history is forged by trailblazers. That motivates me today to focus on my future. We are the SWAC. We are the new trailblazers. And this is my heritage.
I've had 3 people try to eat me today. 3! Ooh.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. And in part by the new DQ Honey Hot Glazed Chicken Strip Basket. Get it today, only at your DQ. And K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K.
And it has been some game tonight in the SWAC with Southern's Jaguars in front 57-55. Fouls are piling up. We had 2 Southern players with 4 fouls each. That's Shepard and Amude, who also played at Youngstown State after a high school career. So he's bounced around quite a bit. Seems to have settled in pretty nicely here at Southern, however. 57-55, 3:57 to go. This has been a pit of problems right here, the foul line for Jackson State. They're ice cold from the foul line, 8 of 18.
Man, that's not good, 44%.
And the front end is made there. That's Franklin's first free throw of the night. As Jefferson will check back into the game for Jackson State right there. We are tied. And Franklin will check out. Jesse Love will come in. So they bring in the freshman.
Now Jackson State extends their defense.
And it worked last time. This time Southern handles it deftly. That's a little flipper. It's an air ball put back with 1 second left on the shot clock. Thomas puts it back.
Well, he's given them some nice minutes. Those hustle plays, that's a huge offensive rebound. It's been back and forth all game. Right now, though, Southern with the 2-point lead.
Three-pointers, Malcolm, been a big factor tonight for the Jaguars.
And it's all set up by Jared Sam. He draws so much attention. The Southern shooters out on the perimeter were able to get some quality looks. But in that first half, we took a look at Eddie Reese. He was on fire. But we've seen excellent ball movement by Southern, in particular in this second half, for them to get some wide open looks.
59-57 Southern. You see the three-point shooting for these two teams. Southern in particular. These were 0 for 4 at the start of the ball game tonight. Jackson State with it. They turn to Daughtry. That's Franklin. Big screen by Bolden. Franklin will play off of that. Now he's looking for help. Bolden, foul line J. That's a big rebound that time by Aaron Ray.
That's the person you want shooting if you're a Southern. Bolden out on the perimeter shooting a jumper.
Oh, timeout's being used early and often by these two coaches.
We'd like to thank the sponsors for tonight's game: Blue Cross Blue Shield, Richard Swartz, and Porter's Insurance.
So we'll see what's on the mind of Morris Scott.
Also, the JSU Cheer Clinic,
and we'll find out when we come back.
from 9 a.m. until 12 noon. And the TV Lovers Cheer.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people.
Been a thriller here in Jackson, Mississippi on the Jackson State campus. You see your score and time with Southern up by 2. You've got Grambling about to cinch a win over Alcorn, and Alabama State, Arkansas Pine Bluff playing, and Arkansas Pine Bluff losing at home with about 3 minutes to go. Could be a little shifting around in the SWAC standings when this night goes to bed. 5 to shoot. Down to 3. Sam, front rim, and a great box out. Franklin into the front court. Sam cut him off. Now off the Bolden screen. Franklin wants to fire a long shot. And another rebound by Ray. He'll draw a whistle. And I'm looking for the reaction of the players to see who this call is on. And the crowd will tell you it's going to be on Southern. And I think it's on Amude, and he is fouled out of the game.
Wow, that's a big foul right there. And let's see, on the replay right here, he's boxing out. Oh, that's a tough one right there. That is a tough call.
Well, and the official calls it is a little bit screened. I guess he got the arm up, maybe arm up a little higher on the neck, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't like that call.
Okay.
I mean, that call right there, you got a guy boxing out, a guy behind him really trying to climb up his back. If anything, he could have called a foul the other way. That's a tough break, and in particular, now you put Jackson State on the free throw line.
He will leave with 7 points and a rebound and to the line, but that's not necessarily where they have been strong. Putting Jackson State on the line is not bad. I have them now at 10 of 21.
And that's not a good percentage, below 60. And in particular, in the second half, they've come up empty.
Wow, how many times have we seen them miss free throws in this half? And Rivers has taken the most, and he has had a bit of a slump tonight. Southern will get the ball back with 2:18 to go, and if you're wondering, we have them unofficially at 11 of 16 free throw shooting, the Jags. Now with 17 to shoot, that's just a sweet pass and a layup. A great job there by Ray to set up Chris Thomas with a bucket and a 4-point Southern lead.
Yeah, that's just beautiful patience, breaking the pressure, not settling for a jumper, and then break it down at the end. Nice interior pass, which led to a layup.
Bolden back it down against Sam. Little YMCA hoops for you there. That's an old man's basket right there.
But it was a power move, and nice job, though, by Sam not fouling.
Timeout called by Southern.
This right here, again, after breaking the pressure, don't settle for a three, break it down. Nice little dime for a layup. And then right here, this is a grown man move. You say why, I say grown man right there. Back him down, finish with the little jump hook.
That's not an insult, by the way. Not at all. But that little hook shot after making a couple of moves is a staple of rec leagues everywhere.
And I was talking with the coaching staff about Bolden. I said, you know, I wonder if the football coaches ever came around. They said, I'm sure they did. You can put him on either side of the ball.
I hide him in an off-campus apartment someplace so they can't find him.
And you're seeing that now a lot more in these days with a lot of the NFL guys in college.
Yep.
Try to convert basketball players into football players, but certainly Bolden, powerful, agile, and we talked about his defensive presence for Jackson State.
Southern has used all of their timeouts with 1:29 to go. If they get into a dilemma, they cannot stop the clock. Sam, by Jackson State, bringing that way out, but Southern's handled it other than one time.
Southern's got to get somebody in that high post area.
They got to shoot. We're down to 4 here. Crazed shot, no good, and a rebound. Daughtry. Jackson could take the lead or tie here. You don't want Bolden shooting a 3, and the whole crowd got nervous. Franklin. Bolden tried to get a clever pass to Franklin, a steal, and Franklin grabbed Emmanuel Shepard. Franklin gets a 4th foul, 52.6 to go, and Southern will go to the line.
This is great team defense right here. Emmanuel Shepard realizing that his guy was beat, step over, fill the gap, and that's a huge turn of events for Southern. Excellent rotation that time by Southern on defense.
So to the line, Emmanuel Shepard. The Toronto native is a 56% free throw shooter coming in. We'll try it again.
Interesting strategy right here. Southern has nobody in the free throw lane to try to potentially get a offensive rebound on a miss.
It's a 3-point game.
Well, if you're Jackson State right now, you do not need a 3 at this particular moment. Over 40 seconds left. You just got to get into your offense early, though.
Rivers. Back iron, no good. Bodies all over the floor, and Sam with a long hit-ahead pass to Shepard, and Shepard is grabbed. That's the right move, by the way, by Jefferson. You can't let him shoot a layup. You got to put him on the line.
And heads-up play by Jared Sam, realizing he had a guy long and no safety back, and that's, again, how you want to close out games if you're Southern. Those little things, those 50-50 balls that come up with loose balls and then try to get some early offense. Excellent job of execution so far right now by Southern in this last 1 to 2 minute stretch.
And they want to go to the monitor and see if this is any part of the flagrant foul family. Gut impression, no. But if they want to be sure, that's absolutely their right. Let's take a look at it.
Right here again, loose ball. Jared Sam comes up with it, and that's a nice little lead pass. Now I'm not sure what they're looking at.
I don't either. Of course he's going to foul him.
Unless they're, I mean, nothing flagrant about it.
I got to think this won't take very long at all. The foul is the first of the game on Jefferson.
Now, unless they're looking at the clock,
that could be
whether or not there should be more time or less time. But right there, I mean, it's a basketball play, nothing. Yep. So yeah, I like the call. I'm not sure why they needed to go to monitor for that, but again, in a situation like this, I'd rather have them get it right, whatever it is, and then go.
Common to the game is going to be the interpretation is, yeah, and that's the absolute right call. Didn't grab him around the head, didn't grab him around the neck, didn't swing at him to do anything. He just said, you're not getting a layup. And that's the right thing to do. And
I just got confirmation. They were looking to see if it was a flagrant. They looked at it. They said nothing there. Play on.
Yeah, a little bit of everything for Shepard. Now, Jackson State, as you can see by the dots, they have timeouts left. Southern does not. So we'll see how Wayne Brent handles this. With 31.2 to go and his team down 5. That's the largest lead for Southern tonight, and it couldn't come at a better time.
Well, you still don't need a 3, but if you're Jackson State, you got to get into your offense a lot quicker.
Franklin trying to dribble through 2 defenders. Jefferson, he wants the 3. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It will belong to Southern with 17.2 to go. And a few people are grabbing their sweaters and heading out.
Well, I've seen crazier things happen. 17 seconds and really only down 5, 2 possessions. So certainly this game is far from over right now. I think you got to be careful, though, if you're Jackson State, if you face guard. If you're Southern, I try to run somebody long, run the 2 bigs up, and then see if you can get a guard breaking long for an uncontested layup.
Southern has won 1 road game all year. They're 1-13, and they're sitting on an opportunity to go to 2-13. We're going to have a foul, and this is a smart move. Foul before the shot clock even budges, and again, try to force Southern into this. Now, Morris Scott has seen his team lose second-half leads before. I don't know if he's had a 5-point lead with 17 seconds before this season, but what a confidence booster this would be for Coach Scott and his Jags if they can hang on here.
Well, they got to close this game out, but from the get-go, we talked about it, the execution defensively and offensively, really by both teams, but give credit to Southern on the road. Come here to Jackson State and execute the way they have done thus far in this game. It's been impressive.
And Ray makes it even a little bit more difficult for Jackson State. Now they're going to need 2 threes to tie in 17 seconds. But it's doable. This is the big one right here.
A key make or miss, though, for Southern, cannot foul. 3-point shooter or a guy driving to the hole, you just got to stay home, keep guys in front of you, contest, though, without fouling.
All right, he got a chance. 2 threes would tie it. They got to hurry. Daughtry, he'll try one. It was blocked. No. We're going to get a foul. It was not blocked. Thomas is hit with a foul, and we should be shooting 3.
Fouls on number 4, Chris Thomas.
Well, I just said it. The one thing you cannot do if you're Southern, you cannot contest and foul, and that's clear as day right in front of the referee, and Coach Morris Scott not happy with that decision at all.
So a few seconds did go off the clock. So now the clock just sitting there. Here's Daughtry trying to reverse some of the Jackson State free throw misery. It's one of the reasons they're down by 5 with 10.7 seconds to go.
If he makes both free throws, obviously we got a 3-point game and 10.7 seconds left. So certainly more than doable for Jackson State.
It's funny how the dynamics of the building now, the people who are on their way out have come back and are standing around either behind us or off to the sides, realizing it is not over. It's a 3-point game. Timeout taken by Jackson State. And again, the Jags do not have a timeout. If they have a hard time inbounding the ball, they're going to have to get very creative.
Well, here's what I will say right now. Every team should have a home run play set up for situations like this right here if you don't get the ball in. Now, you got to see how Jackson State plays, but I got to imagine they're going to face guard, trying to deny and either come up with a turnover. So if you're Southern right now, first and foremost, you must inbound the ball. You can ill afford to get a 5-second call, and then if guys are overplayed, then you can run somebody long. But certainly right now, you can ill afford a turnover, and you must secure the ball once you inbound it.
All right, we have a difference here, Malcolm, and I made a big deal out of this, but the official has got one finger up in the air for both sides, so that would indicate that Southern does have a timeout left. We had initially shown that they did not. Well, I guess we'll find out. And it's thrown away! Nobody touched it! And in fact, I don't even know if the clock should have moved at all. And I would think they need to fix the clock back to 10.2. I had a pretty good look at this, so did you. I don't think anyone touched the ball.
It did not, and really just a poor pass. There's no need to throw it that hard. He's wide open. You got to put a little bit of touch on it. And
that 10.7 is where it started.
Well, I'm not sure if a Southern player touched that, though. It looked like it changed direction.
They're going to double check that. That would be that is the 16th Jags turnover, and the officials are going to double check to see if your point, whether that ball was brushed at all, matters.
Well, either way, really a change of events again. I said it. I've seen crazier things happen. Let's see now if he got his hand on it. No. No, it did not look like it touched right there. So you're right. There should be a few ticks. 10.7 back on the clock. And, man, that is just tough break.
But a bounce pass been better there?
Well, you know, bounce, you know, it doesn't make a difference. Again, in that situation, the last thing you can do is turn the ball over. And I just think he just put a little bit too much on it. And whether it was a bounce or a straight pass, he was wide open, his guy. Just poor execution of the pass.
All right, 10.7. Jackson State has taken a timeout. And they will use every second they can to design the play. Now, are you going to go for three here? You have real quick 2 and foul. What's the idea?
Well, you know, again, if it comes off of a nice set play where a guy gets a screen to screener situation and he's open for a 3, yes. But 10.7, you still don't necessarily need a 3. If you're able to get a quick deuce, 8.2 or 7 seconds left still on the clock, you have a chance now to foul and get up and get another play if Southern's able to miss. So I would say you don't necessarily need a 3, but certainly if you get an open look, you want to take it.
What do you see going on here?
Well, it looks like they're going to try to do some type of screen the screener to see if they can confuse Southern, who came out showing man that last time they took a timeout. He's probably going over that right now. Again, it's got to be a quick hitter, though. 10.7 seconds left. You don't have a lot of time to mess around. You got to get one up, down 3, but certainly Jackson State with an opportunity now to tie this game up.
What's the philosophy on fouling the shooter?
I would not do it at all. You got to stay home, but the problem is, and we talked about this closing out game for Southern, that has been an issue.
Yeah, well, it was a big issue there. They have had the ball on their racket for a minute or so. Now Jackson State out of timeouts. We're going to get a whistle and a foul away from the ball on Jackson State. When did you see that? The foul is on Bolden, and that's his 4th. And there was such a scrum of bodies, I didn't get a clear look at it initially. Let's watch. Let's see, is it Bolden or Austin? It's Bolden.
Oh, my goodness, that is a tough one. He's just trying to close the gap up, and wow.
And then we're going to have more whistles and more fouls. Is it just the official just reacted to the guy falling down, didn't he?
I think so. I mean, right there, that's a guy trying to close up a gap, a guy trying to split 2 screens, and got tripped up on his foot. Wow.
So back to the line we go, where tonight, 15 of 22 for Southern. That's a big one. 66-62, 10.7 ago. Since we've been at 10.7 seconds for about 10.7 minutes. Eventually, this clock will start to run.
Oh, well, Eddie Reese, we didn't call his name a lot in the second half, but that first half, he was on fire from beyond the arc for Southern. And now with the chance to hit 2 big free throws to put his team up 5, 10.7 seconds to go.
Clock will start.
You're Southern, you cannot foul.
How would he be playing defense at this point? And that'll do it. What a win for Southern. Just their 2nd road win of the season. And they go to 6-5 in the SWAC. Jackson State drops to 7-4. And they are tough in this building. They have been this year. But Southern with a little bit better free throw shooting and just tremendous defense against the Jackson State team that could not find their offensive rhythm. And let's face it, the Tigers really hurt themselves at the foul line.
Well, what a great game. I mean, both teams really executed. We saw some quality basketball, but give credit to Southern in this game. Defensively sound, but at the end of the game, they were able to close it out and get the road victory.
So for Southern, that's one that's going to get some notice in the SWAC with a victory over Jackson State. For Malcolm Huckabee and our ESPN crew, I'm Dave Lamont. We thank you for watching. We say goodnight from Jackson, Mississippi. Coming up next, 30 for 30, the Guru of Go.